If you're looking for damsels in distress, this ain't the list. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most powerful Marvel women. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the most powerful female characters from the pages of Marvel Comics, taking into account physical strength and abilities as well as influence. Number 10. Storm. Debuting in 1975's giant-size X-Men #1, Aurora Monroe has worn many hats over the years. Born to an American journalist and Kenyan princess, she became an orphan and pickpocket after the tragic death of her parents. Due to her powers, however, she came to be worshipped as a tribal goddess before joining the X-Men at the invitation of Charles Xavier. She would eventually return to her status as royalty when she married T'Challa, becoming Queen of Wakanda, as well as headmistress at the Jean Grey School. With her ability to control weather and atmosphere, she is widely considered to be one of the most powerful mutants on Earth. Between her influence and her powers, you certainly do not want her as an enemy. Number 9. Jean Grey. For the record, we're talking about just Jean Grey here, not Jean Grey with the Phoenix Force, because that is a genderless cosmic entity. When serving as host to Phoenix Force, Jean is among the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel Universe. But without it, well, she's still pretty freaking formidable. One of the original X-Men, Jean Grey is an extremely gifted telepath and Omega-level mutant. She is so powerful, in fact, that during her childhood, Professor X had to erect mental limiters to keep her abilities in check. Unrestricted, however, Jean can do awe-inspiring things with her telepathy and telekinesis, the latter of which she can even use to create psionic blasts. Your mind is quite literally her playground. Number 8. America Chavez. Also known as Miss America, this groundbreaking LGBTQ Latin American character made her debut in 2011's Vengeance #1 before getting her own ongoing series in 2017. Despite being a relatively new character, she has already worked with numerous organizations, including Teen Brigade, Young Avengers, A-Force, Ultimates, and the West Coast Avengers. And when you consider her abilities, well, you begin to understand why she's so sought after. Don't let the name fool you. Miss America is not interested in pageantry. Hailing from the utopian parallel, Chavez has super strength, speed, and stamina, is invulnerable and capable of flight, and, most impressively, she can literally break through from one dimension to another. Talk about packing a punch. Number 7. Captain Marvel. With her arrival in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Carol Danvers no longer requires introduction. She has officially joined the A-list. Carol Danvers' journey to become Captain Marvel has been a long and arduous one, but she's all the stronger for having weathered it. After operating under the name Ms. Marvel, Binary, and Warbird over the years, she officially assumed the mantle of Captain Marvel in 2012, and has been a key player in the comics ever since. An Air Force pilot turned intergalactic superhero, Danvers checks the usual superhuman abilities like speed, durability, strength, agility, and reflexes, landing at the high end of the scale for all of the above. She can also fly and manipulate energy in a big way. Number 6. Rogue. 5 entries in, and this is our third mutant. But hey, they aren't called Homo Superior for nothing. Anna Marie was a rebel from a young age, which is how she earned her nickname Rogue. While many of her peers have more obvious or straightforward mutations, Rogue's power is the ability to absorb the life force and energy of anyone whose skin she comes into contact with, be they human or mutant. When she touches you, she can basically access everything that makes you, you. From memories, talents, and personality to, in the case of mutants, your specific abilities. This makes her incredibly versatile and a potentially lethal threat to any opponent. Number 5. Hela. Hey, we never said all these women would be heroes.
It's come to my attention that you don't know who I am.
And as Thor, Loki, and countless cinemagoers learned the hard way when she made her grand MCU debut, Hela is one wickedly powerful character. Seriously, Thor had to bring about Ragnarok to stop her. In contrast with her MCU counterpart, Hela is supposedly a daughter of Loki, rather than his adoptive sister. She is, however, still an Asgardian goddess of death and a proverbial thorn in the side of the heroic Thor. In addition to having that impressive Asgardian physiology, she is also, unlike her peers, immortal. An incredibly powerful magical being, she is a force to be reckoned with, especially considering as goddess of death, she can kill Asgardians with a touch. Number 4. Thor. Jane Foster. Many male superheroes have seen a woman take up their mantle over the years, but few such identities are as powerful as that of Thor. After serving as Thor's romantic interest for decades, Jane Foster was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2013's Thor: God of Thunder number 12. Shortly afterwards, however, she was summoned to the magical hammer Mjolnir, which Thor had lost the ability to wield. Upon picking it up, she became Thor, powers and all, just in a female form. Unfortunately, whenever she would become Thor, it undermined her cancer treatment, risking her very life. So not only is this female Thor incredibly powerful, but brave and self-sacrificing too. On the subject of powerful women from Thor's world, both Angela and Valkyrie deserve a nod. Number 3, Scarlet Witch. This is another character that requires little introduction. Scarlet Witch is an Avenger, a mutant, usually, and one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. Though she may have begun her career as a member of the villainous Brotherhood of Mutants, she now fights on the side of the heroes. And that's a good thing, because over the years, her powers have grown to an almost incomprehensible level. As we've witnessed more than once, her chaos magic gives her the power to reshape reality as she sees fit. She is a conduit for the very life force of Earth. Really, it's hard to put any sort of limit or ceiling on the powers of Wanda Maximoff. Number 2, Infinity. For our top 2 entries, we're going real big. Infinity, alongside her brother Eternity, essentially represents reality itself. And not just that of Marvel's core 616 universe, but the entirety of the multiverse as we know it. First appearing in 1991's Quasar number 24, the character is the brainchild of Mark Grunwald and Greg Capullo. While Eternity is the embodiment of all time, Infinity represents all space across all of the multiverse. It's hard to talk about Infinity's abilities and powers in any sort of concrete way, given that she's an abstract being, but considering she can manipulate the universe itself, yeah, she's pretty freaking formidable and awe-inspiringly powerful. Number 1, Death. Hela might be the goddess of death within the Asgardian pantheon, but this is the embodiment of death itself we're talking about. And yes, though she is a cosmic entity, she almost always takes on a female form. And so we're sticking to our guns on this one. Death is a fundamental force alongside Infinity and Eternity, but makes her presence known far more often and directly because, she's death. Nigh omnipotent, incapable of dying due to her being a living concept, and imbued with limitless cosmic power, Death is not the sort of female entity you want to cross. Though you are welcome to fall in love with her like Thanos and Deadpool did. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.